Hello internet, it is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to the channel. Episode 249. Yep, we're here. The beginning of the end of this series. And this series is pretty much going to end, well, as I'm recording this, tonight. Because I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for news to pile up. That way I can talk about it all at once. But then I realized there was a little too much news for one video. So I decided I'm going to split it into two. That way everything gets like its fair shake. That it's not so congested. So that's the plan. So this episode, we're going to go over, I guess, the current stuff. Next episode, 250. The final one, going to be going over all the, older stuff that's happened in the last few weeks. And then that's it for the series. And I mean that. There's not going to be no, oh, psych, April Fools, or like, it's an out of season April Fools joke. No, I want to end the canceled series on 250. That's been the plan for months, and I'm sticking to it. So, with that being said, episode 249. All right. So, what compelled me to finally make these episodes was what happened today with mainly Street Fighter, the movie. The third attempt at making a Street Fighter movie is coming out in 2 years. And then I saw Downton Abbey 3, and I just have to complain about that for a bit. So, first, let's talk about Street Fighter, because it's a lot more interesting to me. So, Street Fighter, it's going to be coming out March 20th, 2026. I remember hearing that Legendary got, like, the rights to do a Street Fighter movie, and maybe a show, too. But they got the rights to do, like, a Street Fighter project. And I guess Sony got on board, and they're like, let's do a movie. And they're like, okay. And we're going to be getting it in 2 years' time. So, how do I feel about this? Well, we haven't had a Street Fighter movie in 15 years, and the very first one was like 15 years before that. First one was in 1994, starred a coked out of his mind Jean-Claude Van Damme and the late Raul Julia as M. Bison, who was pretty much the highlight of the film for anyone who watched the movie. And that movie, that was like the very early in like video game movie adaptations. It was like the third one that was made, literally a year after the first Mario movie. So video game movies were at that stage where no one knew what they were doing at all. The first semi-good-ish video game movie had yet to come out, that one being Mortal Kombat. And then the quality of these movies didn't really improve for a long time. And like in 2009, you had Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, which was about Chun-Li, who they made into a white girl. Yep, I'm not making that up. That's not a joke. They took Chun-Li, Chinese character, and said, you know what? Let's make her white, but keep the name. So we have a white Chun-Li. I don't know how that was approved by anyone. I don't know. It boggles the mind. That's just as bad, if not worse, than what happened with like The Last Airbender and how that cast got whitewashed. But anywho, and not even Dragon Ball Evolution, what they did to Goku. Like I'm so glad that era is dead. I really am. But yeah, that was a movie nobody watched. No one remembers. And now they're going to try it again. I guess third time's the charm, in theory. But, I mean, Street Fighter is in a relatively good place right now as a franchise. I mean, sure, Street Fighter 5 had a rough start, but it was able to save itself. Then Street Fighter 6 came out last year, has a solid reputation. And, like, Capcom, they are hitting it big right now in terms of revenue. Like they are doing like fantastic in terms of like money. So I imagine they'd be like more than willing to do another Street Fighter movie just for the sake of, I guess, the brand, or just trying to make like a good Street Fighter movie. Now that video game movies can now be like profitable, and not to mention decent, they want to give it another go. So we'll see how it is. I don't know what story they can tell. Maybe they can take something from the games. Maybe you could take, I don't know. I don't know what they can do. I don't even know what characters they can like focus on. Maybe like Ryu, you can actually have him be the main character for once. You got him, like him, Ken, like you got a whole cast to use. I don't know, they'll figure it out. But yeah, this should be interesting come 2026. Okay, what's next? Downton Abbey 3. Why? Why? Please, someone explain to me why. I don't. Come on now. This is beyond excessive. Like, you had the show, it ran, had a good run, and then you had like a movie afterwards. Like, okay, the movie's like a nice little like event. And you think that would be it, but they're like, no, we must do more until they made Downton Abbey 2, A New Era, which did a whole lot worse than the first movie, box office wise. And you think, okay, that's it. There's no way they'd make another one. There's no real reason. There's no demand for it. But then Focus Features said, no, there is demand. You don't see it, but we sense it somehow. So let's make it Downton Abbey 3 for 2025, September 12th, 2025. And yeah, just I don't I don't understand. I really don't. This boggles the mind as much as like my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 like existing. I'm pretty sure y'all forgot it existed. I don't blame you. But yeah, so I don't even know what to say. It's gonna happen, and we're just gonna have to accept it. There's not much we can do. Okay, so those two things happened like earlier today. Trying to think of some other stuff that happened recently. Nobody 2. Yeah, this was announced. I was kind of surprised by this announcement. It really came out of the blue. The Nobody 2 is going to be coming out on August 15th, 2025. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I mean, like, the first Nobody, like, that came out in 2021. That came out at a real dark time for cinema where it was, like, trying to come back after COVID, and it really just wasn't happening. Like, it really wouldn't, like, truly, like, get back to even like close to 2019 levels until like 2022, really. I mean, sure, at the end of 2021 you had like No Way Home, but in 2022 success became more frequent. So yeah, but early 2021, that was a real bad time, and Nobody came out. It did the best it could do under very brutal circumstances. And you think it would be like a one and done, but I guess they're like, no, there's more story to tell. And I've never seen Nobody. I probably should, but I guess, I probably will eventually. Maybe if I'm getting like really bored and I'm on like, browsing through like some of my streaming services and I see it, I'll be like, okay. And I just watch it just on a whim. That's basically what happened with me and Ted 2. I just saw it. I was browsing, saw it. I said, why not? And then I watched it on the spot. So I could do that with Nobody before watching the sequel. But yeah, for anyone who liked Nobody, I imagine this is good news for all of you. So good job. You get another movie. And, I think anything else? Yeah. Okay, so that's it for that. Well, I gotta talk about this all as well. But you know what? This is gonna be the last. Maybe I don't know. I will talk about this. A soulmate. You know, the A is replaced with an 8 because this movie. I don't know what's worse, like this or like Fate of the Furious. You know, Fate, F8, Fate. I can't tell which one's worse. But yeah, Soulmate is, I guess, a spinoff of Megan, and it's gonna be coming out January 2nd, 2026. So literally right as 2026 starts. It's a bold choice, to say the least. Usually you want to like release your movie like well after New Year's because New Year's is, you know, but historically no movie opens over New Year's. None. After Christmas, it's like a dead zone until like the first weekend of January. That's how it works. But Soulmate wants to wants to break tradition and come out January 2nd. And the whole premise of this is definitely timely considering how things have been going in society. So apparently, like in Soulmate, a man acquires an AI android to cope with the loss of his recently deceased wife. In an attempt to create a truly sentient partner, he inadvertently turns a harmless love bot into a deadly soulmate. Yeah, this kind of sounds like Her, the movie Her with like I think it was Joaquin Phoenix. Was it Joaquin? I'm pretty sure it was Joaquin. And well, Scarlett Johansson's voice, where he basically fell in love with like a voice. Kind of reminds me of that, but this time it's more of like horror centric. So this it has potential. I mean, Megan was a good flick. You know, it had a good premise and it utilized that premise very well. And it's going to be getting a sequel next year. So I guess they want to expand that universe because Megan was a big hit when it came out like in early 2023. Like during Avatar 2's like reign of dominance, like Megan beat it for like one day. It was the one movie that was able to do that. So yeah, I can see why they want to like continue with the franchise. But we'll see how this goes in 2026. But I am interested in it. So yeah, should be interesting. Uh what else? I don't know if I want to talk about The Exorcist, the new Exorcist movie, either in this episode or the next episode. I'm not sure. I guess I can talk about this while I'm here. So, I cannot pronounce this dude's name. Yorgos Lanthimos. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. So the guy who made Poor Things, let's say that. He has another movie with Emma Stone. Like, geez, like these two really like working together. First you have Poor Things, then you got Kinds of Kindness. Now you got Bugonia, Bugonia. I don't know. And that's gonna be coming out November 7th, 2025. So this is another collaboration between those two. It's literally like Tim Burton, Johnny Depp all over again. It's like that type of alliance, that type of partnership. I guess you'll also say Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese, same thing. Um, yeah, I've never seen Poor Things, so I don't know like how good this dude's movies is. I know Emma Stone, she got an Oscar, her second, for Poor Things. I know that. But yeah, I have no real opinion on this thing. But I imagine for people who like this dude's, his work, I imagine this has to be exciting. So good for y'all. Is there anything else I could really say? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna end it here. I'll talk about The Exorcist revamp and then in 250 because I have quite a bit to say about that. But yeah, that's it for I guess now for like the part one of the finale. just like a Hollywood movie. We're just splitting the finale into two parts for reason. Well, for me, there's actual reasons because I don't want this video to go on forever. So now it's time to play that game. What will happen next? I mean, it's not like it really matters since the series is going to be over come the next episode. But I can always look just to see what I think will probably happen in the near future. I mean, June is pretty much over at this point. Then you got July. Nothing should change at all, really. Then you got August. I will talk about Trap. I'll talk about that. And the rest is just kind of like whatever. And you got September. The Front Room. Oh, yeah, that was announced for release date. A lot of these, like, announcements, like, I don't... Sometimes they don't... I have no idea they happen. Because I usually use, like, Deadline as, like, my source for, like, breaking movie news. And then there's times where stuff just doesn't pop up there. It pops up in other places. And it's just a mess. It's a real mess. Megalo... Megalopolis... Cannot pronounce names today. I'll talk about that in 250. Oh, I saw the trailer for Wild Robot. Looks pretty good. That's all I'll say about that. Transformers 1, I saw the trailer for that. It looks okay-ish. I don't know. I know there's a trailer for Speak No Evil. I haven't seen it. I definitely know there's a trailer for Smile 2. I've yet to see it. I'm hoping it's good because I really liked the first Smile quite a bit. Venom Last Dance. Red 1 just got a trailer. I know that. Saw a trailer for Moana 2. Didn't tell you a goddamn thing about the movie, so I have no real opinion on it. But I guess it looks alright. Then you got December. Sonic 3. The only one I really care about. I know Nosferatu got a trailer. I know that. I will definitely watch Craven against my better judgment, but I will watch it. And then we got 2025. This January, this February, there's March, April, May, June. Nothing really else to say. July. Oh, the Fantastic Four reboot. That's gonna start shooting like right after Comic-Con weekend. So just wanted to mention that. And then you got August here. There's Nobody 2. There it is. Then you got Downton Abbey 3. There it is right there. And then you got October, November, December. Blade, I'm convinced that movie's just never going to see the light of day. I refuse to believe it's going to see the light of day. I'll believe it when I see it at this point because I have no hope. I have no faith it's going to exist. And then you got December. And all these movies that are supposedly coming out in 2025. Extras to see for sure shit. Not one of them. Hell no, that movie is wiped from existence. It got canceled, legit. Which is what I will talk about when I talk about the new Exorcist movie. And then you got all these other movies. Oh yeah, Freaky Friday 2. This got like, I heard nothing about it. So I don't know what to say about it. I probably won't say anything. And then you got Soulmate, that's in January of 2026. Then you got February, March. I already talked about Street Fighter. You got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. There's that Jordan Peele movie. I'll talk about that in the next episode in December. And yeah. So that's what the next 2 years look like. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check on more videos like this. I got playlists on the homepage, all previous cancel episodes I made on the channel. Want to watch any other the past episodes I've done from episode 1 to 249. So from beginning to now, want to binge it all? Go right ahead. There's also box office predictions where I predict box office for movies. This weekend I'm doing way too many movies apparently. I know I'm doing Quiet Place Day 1. I know I'm doing Horizon. Blue Lock the movie, I guess. Janet Planet, I don't think so. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's happening Friday or Saturday morning, as I tend to do them. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. June recap, that will be between the 5th and the 12th of July. That's going to be a nice video to make because it's actually going to be a positive video for a change, which is real nice to say. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.